Thank you. Call it to order. It is now 7 o'clock. Tonight's agenda is town boards and town hall. A lot of line items, but I think we can do this in record time.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of, I think we're covering a bunch of the commissions, right?
Yeah.
Boards and.
Correct. As a matter of fact, with that, I'll start with the moderator.
We did leave off from last week hoping there wasn't gonna be any snow, but apparently we were wrong. We got a little bit of a snow event.
It was.
I still have ties up to New Hampshire, and I saw a photo of amazing snow
Yeah, crazy, right?
last week. Amazing.
You guys go
And
skiing?
that was right before the solar eclipse.
Yeah.
I mean, I flew up to Canada to see it. It was unbelievable. 100% totality.
I was in a parking lot up in
long
New
is it
Hampshire
taking
with
you
the
back?
glasses on. Wow, that's cool. Thank you.
Got a helicopter on the roof now?
On this roof?
No, not too.
Fire department doesn't like this roof. They like flat roofs.
But it is more interesting coming down the
Yeah.
rope, isn't it? Anyway, here we are. Page one. Town moderator. Mr. Doherty, do you have any comments, please? None.
Why does this even get a budget? There's never anything on here.
It is not.
Just in case. Right? I mean, think about it. If you wanted some printing or something, if you could, I guess technically you could request some expenses in the budget.
It is true.
Got it.
You know what I mean? I mean, they have those, like, are they having some sort of like seminars or something? I mean, they may have, you know,
I'm not aware. I don't. Sure, I'll hear about it.
some
That's
teaching
true.
moments, I guess.
None that I'm privy to, so.
Me neither.
But nonetheless, Board of Selectmen, on page 2. Pretty consistent with last year and years before that. Any comments? Moving on. Page 18, Conservation Committee. Again, same situation, relatively flat.
Yeah, some of these different advertising and some things go up and down, or go up, don't come down, but if any of the boards or commissions, sometimes we have to add a little bit for postage or advertising.
True. 19 is Planning Board, same situation. Board of Appeals on page 20. The budget's flat. We can skip to the Senior Center, which is on page 64. Council on Aging. That's one question I had with this one was, the department request was less than what was finally recommended. There.
I think there may have been, I don't know offhand, but I'm guessing that there's some salary adjustments and maybe additional,
cover it.
because of half positions or something.
Okay.
That we didn't know at the time, probably when they made the request, correct?
Yes.
Sounds familiar. I think I remember that coming up in one of the meetings.
Your recommendation,
It is.
budget.
I stand behind it.
Veteran Services. Flat as well. Who is the Veterans Administrator?
His name is Paul Cancelleri.
What's his last name?
Cancelleri.
There it is.
Yes. So we've gone, I think we've changed, we've had a different one in the last couple of years.
Is Paul new?
Since Jay, yeah.
Fairly new, yes.
Since
He's a
when?
retired colonel or major from the service.
Thank you.
Jay was here for probably one of the longer line ones, right?
You can't expect people to stay in that position too long anyway.
Yeah,
A couple of years at best.
yeah.
That's why I lost track last year or every year, so.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
Jay retired, what, last year, or the year before?
He left the year before, I think, and then we had someone come in after him and Paul replaced that person.
Correct.
The library on page 26.
Some salary jumps.
Salaries. Yeah, did they add FTEs? Not that they couldn't use them.
I think the director, I think that it's got, an increase to sort of bring him up to, he was fairly low compared to other communities. I think we brought him up a couple of years ago. When we first started, they started him very low. And so
I
we
do remember that.
bringing him up to retain him. I think honestly, he's done a great job there in the library as a ton of programs. I think that's probably part of it, and there's obviously a formula with, as you remember, they have a formula for whatever the expenses are, the book budget expenses have to be a certain percentage of that, and for their certifications to the state.
Certification accreditation.
But anything else?
Everything else is contractual.
Yeah, everything-
It's not salaries. And the Noble
good.
connection went up,
Noble, yeah, the Noble membership.
membership.
Yes.
Subscription is going up. But allows us, at one time, we couldn't borrow books, if you remember, from anywhere.
Yes, I do remember.
We were, at one
Bad
point,
times.
laughing stock for libraries in public
At one point,
because of that.
the threats of closing it entirely.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Sad.
Never gonna run out of mileage to some of these comments.
But it's, when you cover some of this stuff, you gotta, throw a little bit in there.
Things are good though, things are in the right direction,
Yeah.
overall. I don't know how long it'll take.
Right.
And sustained.
Pension is almost full, a few more years. They just
Sure.
added a year or something for the
That means,
45.
you won't need to make any more contributions.
Yeah, we'll have to push them towards OPEB, right?
It's some legal work there.
Moving on. Youth and Recreation on page 67. Again, flat. Any comments, opinions? No. Moving on, see how fast that is. Now we can move into Town Hall. On page 3, please. Fairly flat. Salaries, wages up. But comments, opinions? None heard, moving on.
Just I think on that, just a reminder, we have money put aside for the schools to access any of the police officers if they need to work overtime for truancy issues and any of the kids that they feel don't belong in the district. They've yet to sort of access that, I think, for a while, but I want to have it there because we don't want them to say they don't have the money to do that if they feel there's a need to it. But I have had conversations with the current superintendent that is interested in pursuing that. So I actually setting up a meeting in the next week or so students that they have concerns that may not belong in the district, they're gonna team up with the police under the truancy laws to sort of investigate into that. So I'm happy about that, that's promising.
And that money's in your budget?
Yeah, it's been there, and they know about it, but I think 1 year with Superintendent DeRuzi, they did access and do quite a bit. And then it's sort of, that's, I think you might have been on back then,
remember we
we
went
talked
through
about
that.
the policy that your board, I think, with Linda Gieske and Jeannie Meredith,
Yeah.
spearheaded, of putting in policies for students that are coming into the district and how do they apply to prove that they belong in the district before they get into the district. And everything was centralized. Over the couple of years now, it's been decentralized again, so I think they have some controls issues.
Yeah.
So I think we've been meeting and having productive meetings to
Oh,
to
good.
sort of, because people think about it, right? And I think everybody can understand this. For every student that doesn't belong in the district, that's in our district, we're paying for that, that's coming from our budget. If they don't belong here, then they shouldn't be there. You know, anybody that knows anybody or has heard the stories, you try to get into, go to, you know, have a kid go to Weston and saying they're staying at their grandmother's house. They're gonna figure it out and you're out within 2 days or you're never let in, or Linfield, the same thing. You know, it'd be nice to do that because obviously it's taxpayer money and we should be, I think, a little more diligent. And the schools and
The
the school
system will be
committee
tested.
seems more committed to that.
Conditions, so.
Yeah.
When you said it'd be nice to be doing that, we're doing that now?
It's the schools, it wouldn't be us. So in other words, what happened is that when this got raised
So the
years ago.
schools are doing it?
Yes, so
Okay.
it's on the
That-
schools.
I don't wanna, yeah,
Right, but what I want you to understand is that the reason why we put the money in here, so that the schools wouldn't be able to say, because this is what happened years ago.
Oh,
We don't have the
we don't
money,
have
we
the
don't have
money to
enough
do it.
money in our
Gotcha.
budget to be able to look into this stuff. So now we have the
Gotcha.
money, so it's come on and get it. You know what I mean? We've got it for you. And we'll support anything you need to do when it comes to making sure that the district is,
The qu-
people are informed.
the question I really wanna ask is how much is it and what line item is it?
It's under salaries,
Yeah.
I think it's $40,000. So that's like if police need to do things on
Got it.
overtime, detectives,
Okay.
and all that stuff.
Thank you.
And wish them well. Current conditions. Page 4, expenses. Level as well. Comments, opinions? Unheard.
Yeah, a lot of things come under the catch-all, under the manager's budget, they get paid.
Page 6. Accounting. Comment? Rather large.
The old accounting office.
Old accounting. You know what they say, accountants.
We have the town accountant here?
How many people in that office?
Four.
Four? Thank you.
So. Salaries have gone up. You increased it or increased the number?
Did we move somewhere back in?
I think we moved somebody back and we were
To it, yeah.
continuing between HR and benefits
You
and,
know, there's not a lot of people in there.
yeah. Yeah, I think we moved a half person that was sort of in HR and we're trying to,
And Procurement in there.
oh, procurement is under the accounting as well,
Oh, okay.
in that budget.
Assessors office, page 7. Same situation whereby the department head requested one number, it's a little bit higher in the final recommendation. Right?
Yeah, they just level funded their request from last year and then accounting
Actually, yeah.
actually does the calculations necessary.
Right, for the increases in salaries or expenses. Sometimes we catch it beforehand and sometimes we catch it after.
Expenses,
And if anybody's, you know, is not happy with their assessment, they think it's too low, just let us know and we'll send somebody out
Too
to
low.
take a look.
Does that happen? You know, it comes in actually high, you want an abatement, it comes in high, does that happen?
No, people do file for abatements.
No, I know that, I'll shut up.
But,
No, could it?
If they find a mistake with the assessment, yeah,
That can happen,
that
right?
Yeah.
they can correct it, yes.
Wow.
it happens.
The fund are assessed.
happens on occasions. Seen it happen. People-
Revised assessments.
Yeah, people aren't always happy with those.
Level funded.
The expenses are level funded.
What's our
Treasurer,
address?
I know the abatement process very well. Very fair, Ron is very fair.
comments, opinions? Bit of an increase, but
Did we add a person?
On which one?
Yes.
on treasurer,
No. Those are just estimates for next year.
Although but we are trying to fill, but it's not, it's in your office, but it's in the DPW budget, for the water.
Yes.
We're still trying to fill a position we're in the middle of the water meter replacement. We're looking for a water meter technician. It's becoming more technical and more high-tech, so we did hire one of the positions. Actually, they recommended 3 positions to manage the system. And so we have one, so we're trying to get.
Currently have one, or are you gonna have?
What's that?
You currently have one?
Yeah, it's in the budget to hire the other one. We've just been struggling at hiring somebody with that,
We have the
experience.
utility billing manager who came to us 2 years ago. She has a lot of experience, came from Florida, did the same thing. But the utility meter technician, we can't seem to get anyone with any real experience that knows anything about the technology, so that's been it's a continual struggle. So if anybody knows of anybody,
The signing bonus involved,
yeah,
finder's fee?
yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Any comments? Steve? Page 10, the expenses. Again.
I got a question on this.
Sure.
To the treasurer, what is the budget for tax, title, and foreclosure? You know, it's double, can you, what is that?
So if someone doesn't pay their real estate taxes, the town has to go through a process to put a lien on the property. So there's legal fees, filing fees associated with that, and then if the town were to pursue a foreclosure for non-payment of the tax lien, the foreclosure attorney's fees associated.
We have a specialized attorney.
So we're budgeting more for issues where we had to put liens on property.
It's level funded, the budget's level funded. It's just how much I need to spend in a given year is based on,
Gotcha, no, I'm just looking at the actuals.
Right.
So it's not like so that doesn't mean you're gonna spend 50.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's not predictable.
Thank you.
But that specialty lawyer is, would
Yeah,
be
it's
paid
part of
for
it.
out of this line item.
Correct.
and I have a paralegal that works for us now. She came to us from a law office, so a lot of the billable hours are now done in-house that the attorney, managed for us, so it's worked out very well.
Good. And moving on, page 11, legal counsel.
Some big jumps.
What page?
11.
So, legal, just in general, we're gonna be looking to add additional this year, as well as moving into next year considerable amounts. We're obviously, cost of doing business is a lot of different developers, a lot more legal and technical advice going to, Board of Appeals, Planning Board, we've had 40Bs, different things, but obviously the legal cost in the sense of hourly costs have gone up, and we've had many different issues and continue to do that, which is part of the business, but we've see a significant increase. We've gotten a lot more legal FOIA requests that are surrounding marijuana and different things that we've been involved with.
Yeah, it does fluctuate with what's happening.
Yeah, not to mention, obviously labor stuff and different things and whatnot,
There's quite a bit in there for the labor.
So we kind of mix and match, I think, when we figure it out around, it's hard because some of the attorneys do both and some of the stuff overlaps as well.
Tommy?
And I think part of this too is we'll have, like, if we have more attorneys working on different things or defending certain stuff, you know, they sometimes have to hire experts that are not lawyers within that, and then that money's obviously in there as well. Like it's a pass-through. We've had, as you know, from the school department, we've had issues that are going on there as well.
that we had, aside from that one. Are we anticipating anything?
I think we have quite a bit going on, you know, in general. A lot of things that when they do, you know, things don't go as well, and, I mean, just the regular things that go on, but I think that there's obviously other things that happen, and then you need to defend the town. And we do some stuff, a lot of stuff, I think we're trying to get advice in advance, which I'm a big proponent of, is trying to get the right information to boards and commissions when they ask for it. Because if they don't ask for it, then it becomes more problematic after the fact. So we're pretty proactive that way.
Find that to be successful in been practicing that over the past couple of
Yeah,
years.
we've done that for years, yeah, so I'm always ahead of that, and we've always, I think, done fairly well. But some of this stuff, you just, you know, whether it's employment or, you know, somebody's, you know, appealing something, the decisions that were made, you know, you're win ways, you're all kinds of things that are always happening or going on from the different boards and commissions. Selectmen, you know.
Right. Moving on then to info technology. Page 13, please. Again, it's pretty level funded.
This is what, I think should be under here is the expenses, we use an outside vendor without benefits, and, you know, we may look, and we've had talks over the last few years about maybe bringing somebody back in that would help manage with an outside vendor. You know, so,
Right now, it's third party.
yeah, and they become part of the thing, but it's still not the same a little bit, so, but it's been good so far, and had good success with that.
Outsource.
That's good.
The economics of it works.
Well, because if you're not happy with them, then you move on. You know, if we've had, the IT is another like sort of engineering type profession where you struggle at getting the right fit, the right people with the right experience. I mean,
Exposure to, and there's so much risk to hire somebody for that.
yes, yeah, so I think we talked about this, I think at one of the meetings, maybe or not, but we've now, or maybe the selectmen's we talked about, but we've already had like, you know, security assessments, and we're looking at continuing to do that, and we're looking at, I don't know if we put it in here, but we're looking at probably engaging a firm that would just do, you know, assessments on vulnerability from a technology standpoint, just to be on, you know, like a separate thing, so you have sort of people that maintain your network and your help desk, and then there's sort of another expertise of how to keep your information secure and prevent any kind of, you know, we've applied for grants, so we've been doing a lot with grants as far as trying to train and educate employees about different types of emails and different things to watch out for, but it's, as everybody knows, you get a thing in the mail every other week that your information got breached from Fidelity or whatever, like these companies that probably spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on cybersecurity, and they can't stop it, so, you know, we just gotta do the best we can do and try to secure what we can. So we're looking at probably bringing somebody on that, like a company that we already hired to kind of do an assessment to help us keep improving and get the latest and greatest, so that we at least keep up with, you know, at least the most, to reduce our risk, you know.
So we haven't had an assessment lately?
We just haven't,
Just hadn't.
yes, so we've implemented some different things, and our vendors then learn from that, and it's because it's different expertise, everybody's selling something different, so you have to kind
And
of
it changes.
figure out what we can do to make it better, but a lot of it's, you know, a lot of this stuff has to do with the person that's at the end user that gets the email and clicks on something that you shouldn't click on, and then you never know anything about it, and it sits in your system,
True.
so, you know, and they're always, you know, they're all, if you've heard probably in the news over the last year or two where there's different municipalities that have been hijacked.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep. Hospitals, everything, it's, you know, and then they want ransomware,
Ransomware.
you know, they want, you know, bitcoins or whatever. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, saying Bitcoin.
Whatever that's worth, right? Somebody went to jail for that too, right?
Probably more than one.
Yeah, right. So anyways, but that's what we're looking at, you know, we're staying up, we just had an assessment a few months back, and well, I think we're gonna look at trying to bring something on more permanently, I think.
Yeah. Mitigate some of the vulnerabilities anyway. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Town clerk, page 14.
The things that keep you up at night, that's one of them.
Yeah, I sleep pretty good.
Not here.
No. Town clerk, salaries pretty level. Expenses, similar. Comments, opinions? Hearing none, moving on. Page 16, elections registration. Flat. For all intents and purposes. Page 17, expenses. Moving on.
I think it's just pretty flat as well.
Economic development, page 21.
Anyone?
21?
Planning and economic development.
Yeah. So on here, we're looking to increase the salary. We have one position there. We're looking at the other position we haven't been able to fill with a sort of a junior planner or whatever. So we're looking at trying to bring an additional position in that's sort of at the equal to share some of the duties, I think, because, you know, one of the, and maybe some administrative help as well, but I think that having one and two person departments is a struggle because when they leave, it's a big learning curve and you have nobody, and then, you know, I think it's hard to attract somebody to a one person department, knowing they're gonna have to do everything from soup to nuts.
True.
So we're looking at that in this here as well as the engineering budget as well, when we get to that.
That union position?
No,
The professional technical general. There-
I think part of it is that there was, Lindy would know more specific, but there's different things that they were being paid for out of different department budgets for stuff that the planner does. So we sort of have looked at some of those things and added them into this budget where they belonged.
Any comments? None. Building inspector. Page 28.
So on this one, what do we have, are there two full-time at this point?
Two part-time, I think one full and one part. And then we have another one that's open. A part-time.
They beefed up the education and training line item. There's some
Yes.
plan to do some certifications or things of that nature.
Correct. Yeah.
CAD, a lot of us CAD too.
Oh, that's in, yeah, so we're trying to bring in a CAD system so that they can communicate better with the engineering and training that would be involved in that.
for multiple people.
Yeah, multiple people. So our building commissioner is actually an architect by trade, so it's pretty helpful because he understands plans really well.
Would it be physically located in that?
Yeah, so we'd have a license, because we have one up the DPW now.
Yeah.
Interesting. Gas and plumbing inspector on the 29th. Funded as well. And the electrical inspection on page 31. Do we have budget previously for part-time?
Sorry. What did you, I didn't see it.
Electrical.
Electrical inspector,
Yeah,
the salary line items.
so there's two, we have two part-time.
Yeah. Didn't we have that before?
So we only had one part-time before, and we have now two part-time. Well, whatever, I think it's been a couple of years now, but,
Quarter time.
you know, quarter time, or whatever you call it, part-time. And that's one of those things that helps is because if somebody's on vacation too, when you have one person, one plumbing inspector, and he goes on vacation for 2 weeks or whatever, everything becomes problem.
Like the animal officer.
Yeah. To catch all, canine.
And that covers the agenda for the evening.
No, emergency management.
I think we did that with the fire.
We did.
Oh, we did that before? I
Yeah,
didn't have
we
it
did that with
marked
fire.
off. Okay.
I'd be a duplicate on there. What did we do engineering? Oh, we did.
We did
Yeah.
emergency management, we did
Okay. I just didn't have it.
police, fire,
Those weren't on that one.
and animal control.
Yeah, I think we did, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, public safety. Comments, opinions?
What do we have coming up next week?
Next week we have,
Debt, inclusive debt,
Debt.
employee benefits.
Okay.
All the good stuff.
and other.
Yeah.
The real good stuff.
Celebrations.
Yep.
Regional school.
Are we having them in or no?
I'm not, I'm,
I haven't heard, have we gotten a budget? No one's provided us with a budget.
of the mind of,
For what?
For the
throw it out
vocation.
there for opinion,
It's not
but I don't see any benefit.
Obviously not a good sign.
We are told this is your money,
Yeah.
this is what you will owe, and
Same with the Fed does.
We say the same things.
The budget you're gonna need.
Get no
cuts
You
and
weren't below, right?
say how unfair
Just put up a
the
tenth of a point,
equations
right?
are, and that's
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
For the
I
truck?
agree.
no value added.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion made,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.